Hi, my name is Josie. This is my Star Wars showsy.
Hello there. Welcome to Come On Josie. I'm going to be talking about some Star Wars. Let's jump back to last night. How I felt before The Force Awakens.
So, it's happening. Today is a day that I have waited a very long time for. It's The Force Awakens. Star Wars, the sequels are here. And I don't know how the freaking frack to feel about it. Honestly, I have so many mixed emotions because, like I said, I've been waiting forever for this. I feel like I'm gonna explode, but I don't look like I'm gonna explode. But I'm just like, Star Wars is happening. So my ensemble today, in honor of Star Wars and The Force Awakening, is I'm dressed as Chanel number 3 from Scream Queens as a homage to Billie Lourd, who is, of course, Carrie Fisher's daughter, which ties it all back in. And, earmuffs are always pretty Princess Leia-y. Though, to be honest, I'm probably going to wear pajamas and snuggle up like a tiny baby polar bear as I cry into my blanket. It's time for The Force Awakens.
It is.
What are you most looking forward to?
Seeing who Rey and Kylo Ren are.
You're not excited for Han Solo?
I'm absolutely excited for Han Solo and Carrie Fisher, but I thought
Carrie
you meant,
Francis Fisher?
I thought you meant plot-wise, not people-wise.
How do you feel post-Force Awakens?
I think the Force forced everything out of me. I feel like I left my heart in a galaxy far, far away. How does one function after the Force Awakens? How does one do anything but Star Wars? How is one to feel when Star Wars? How is one to function when Star Wars? How is one to live when Star Wars The Force Awakens exceeds your expectations? Seriously. I need, this movie, beyond compare. I didn't know what to expect, honestly, going into it, because as most Star Wars fans know, the prequels were absolutely terrible, minus the third one, which is tolerable. But J.J. Abrams breathed a life back into Star Wars that it's magical. He brought back the nostalgia of the original trilogy, added in some new humor, these new characters that are dynamic and funny and deep and compassionate and just willing to fight for something they're not sure they believe in, but deep down they do. And it's just like, oh, yeah, it was an excellent film. It's an excellent addition to the Star Wars universe. And the great thing is about it, it's as if they took aspects of the extended universe from the comics and books and did their own twist on it, and it works. And the actors in the new films are excellent, and the cinematography is beautiful. And I mean, it's a JJ, so of course you've got your signature lens flares in there. The storytelling, it flows perfectly. And the greatest thing of all is they brought Han Solo back. And for me, it was like, in a way, it was having my dad here again, which is so important to me because he's one of the people that instilled this love of Star Wars in me. My whole family did. We're all Star Wars people, but I have so many fond memories of watching the Star Wars films with my dad. And no matter where we were in our relationship, no matter what our dynamic was, even if we weren't getting along, even if things were tough, no matter what, we always had Star Wars. And if we couldn't talk about anything else, we could always talk about Harrison freaking Ford as Han Solo, or something from one of the movies that just popped in his mind and reminded him of me. And that's one thing I'll always remember is my dad's love of Star Wars, and that continues in me. And this film just reignited that love. I mean, not that it could ever die in Star Wars, but it just reinstilled that love in me. And I'm just so happy that truly the Force has awakened. I mean, it's so cheesy to say that, but J.J. Abrams brought the magic back into Star Wars, and I'm so damn grateful for it.
Hey, it's Jackie, and I wanted to talk to you guys about what Star Wars means to me. I've been a fan of Star Wars as long as I can remember. I remember we had the trilogy on VHS when I was little. My brother and I used to fight over who got to watch which one. I always wanted to watch Return of the Jedi, and he always wanted to watch The Empire Strikes Back. And it's always been something that my family did together. I remember the only time that I can recall going to the movies with my entire family was going to see the reissues in the late 90s, and then going to see the prequel trilogy later on. And it's the one thing that always stands out as being the thing that my family did. My mom used to dress up as Yoda for Halloween. My brother and I went as Luke and Leia one year for Halloween. It's always been something in my family, so my whole life has had Star Wars. I even actually taught myself how to write in Imperial Basic, which is super nerdy. But it's something in my life, and it's something that I love, and getting to share this with Josie is something that's really important to me, because it's something that we've always had as a constant in our lives together, is our love for Star Wars. Seeing The Force Awakens with Josie last night was really surreal, because it's something that we talked about never imagining that we would get to see happen, because we've both read the comic books and we've both read the books. And, you know, I've even watched the nerdy Ewok movies that came out in the late 80s. Caravan of Courage! And it's something that we never thought would happen cinematically. Like, we had 1, 2, and 3, but the idea of episode 7 and episode 8 always seemed so distantly far off and impossible. And it lived up to every expectation that I ever had, which admittedly the bar was kind of low thanks to the prequel trilogy, but I think that made it that much more amazing. And it's so great to have a strong character like Rey ushering in this new generation, because you have the first female Jedi that's leading the troops, and it's amazing.
Josie!
What? The Force awakened something deep within me.